As someone who comes from a country with a lot of mountains and hills, I would highly recommend going trekking to places accessible only by foot. It's really nice to see the untouched peaceful nature existing there, without humans to ruin it. What should everyone experience in their lifetime? Seeing one of your parents get so excited about doing something with you that they're almost crying. My dad and I have always gotten along, but we've also bickered a lot since I was a teenager. But last August, he and I took a road trip to New Mexico and went to these really old Native American ruins called Gila Cliffs. I highly recommend everyone go there at some point too. It's amazing. He and I were walking up the trail, and then we rounded a corner and there they were. These 500-year-old Native American ruins built into the cliffside. My dad looked over at me with a smirk on his face and a little water in his eyes and told me I'm so glad I get to experience this with you. My dad doesn't express a lot of emotion usually, so that was really meaningful to me. I think everyone deserves to have an experience like that with one of their parents. It's so special. Old growth forests. There is something humbling about seeing for yourself the life cycle of huge ancient trees and the incredible lush and vibrant ecosystems that exist around them as they grow, fall, decompose, and grow again over decades. A week walking across Cradle Mountain in Tasmania was life-changing for me, as it has been for many others. I went to Washington State in 2021 and went to NT Rainier and Olympic National Parks. Truly an amazing experience. Washington is the first place away from home that I truly felt at home. Gorgeous. Walking through the rainforest in Olympic was crazy. Everything was just bright green. Like the sun itself was bright green. I can't wait to go back. This right here. Recently, I went to the grocery store and there was a homeless person at the entrance who had asked for spare change to get some food from the couple in front of me. I wasn't asked by the man because he was busy with the couple. But I didn't forget while I shopped. I picked up one of those fried chicken plates, 8 pieces of chicken, and a bottle of water. As I walked out, I handed the chicken and water to the man. His eyes lit up, and he was clearly gleeful. He thanked me and gave me a hug. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I looked in my rear view and saw him doing a little happy dance. He was so happy for that meal. Now, I'm without a job or really any income, so a spare dollar aid to help this guy out wasn't really in my budget. I have no regrets though. His little dance showed me that he truly was happy that he was able to eat that night. I'll never forget it. Making something with your own hands. Could be art, could be a fire, could be a carving or a tool or clay or a shelter in the woods. Creating something that came from you and you alone is a rewarding experience and gives one a true sense of pride. Just using your own hands and some tools to make something out of nothing makes me feel grounded, connected, and away from my troubles for a bit. Edit. I just finished a winter shelter in the woods, with a raised bed off the ground and a teepee-type shape. If anyone could recommend a sub to post it on, that'd be great. The feeling you get when you are completely eclipsed by a landscape, skyscape, or even a city sometimes. The feeling of joy that comes with recognizing how small you are in the grand scheme of the world is priceless, and I wish I could experience the wonder and all that come along with it a million times over. It's in redwood and sequoia forest, the entirety of Alaska, the desert sky in New Mexico at night. It's New York City when you step out of the subway for the first time, being in the middle of the ocean on a giant ship and knowing that it expands farther than you would ever hope to comprehend, beyond some measurements on Wikipedia. You and the earth alone together. To be truly loved by someone. My whole life, I was never loved. Not my parents, not people I dated or my first husband. Then I met my second husband. We will be celebrating 9 years married and 11 years together next month. He loves me more than life and I feel it every day. To be loved is something I hope everyone gets to experience in their life. We got to watch the full eclipse over our house in 2017. To this day, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I started planning our trip to Texas for 2024 that same day. Lol. My kids were too young to remember it, so I'm excited to take them to the next one. Edit. I'm shocked so many people engaged with this. So many helpful links have been shared here. I specifically chose Texas for the next eclipse for 2 reasons. 1. My lifelong best friend lives there, and 2. If I remember correctly, Texas will have the best view and double-ish the length of totality we saw in 2017. I'm so excited for it, and it makes me so happy to see other people share the same feelings about this as me. I hope wherever you watch from in 2024 is beautiful, with clear skies. Eating out alone, going to a concert alone, just experiencing doing things by yourself, especially while young, learning to be comfortable with yourself as your only company while enjoying beautiful things in life is so freeing. In high school, when my first boyfriend broke up with me and my friends all had boyfriends, I started going to concerts and movies alone. People felt bad for me, and I was like, you don't have to have someone with you to have a fun time. Fast forward 25 plus years, I've gone to festivals alone. Many concerts. I don't really go to movies anymore, but I've gone to a few alone. I've gone on vacations alone. I've been with someone for over 8 years and I still go do things alone, because I'm not going to force him to stay out late to watch a band I love that he has no interest in. I used to also take myself out to eat every Friday night, but I can't do that now, because my beau gets mad I had good food without him. This should have more upvotes. I just got back from vacation, solo, and while I was there a guy commented and said, "I admire your confidence to travel by yourself. I always think comments like that are interesting. What should we do? Only travel or do things in pairs? I've been single, never married, most of my life. If I waited for someone to come along before I saw the world, I might not see it at all, so I 100% agree with you. I think being able to enjoy your own company is an amazing thing and something not everyone can do in all settings. I think the issue might be that you don't actually like traveling as much as you like the experience of sharing a moment with someone. On this way, sure, I enjoy a good vacation, but I enjoy eating a meal with someone just the same whether it's in my backyard or in Rome. There are some things that I actually like and might even prefer doing alone, such as fishing, biking, and exercising. But I would never go to a theme park alone, because it's not the rides that I remember most fondly. It's always the quality time that I spent with whoever I was there with. So my suggestion is to find things that you actually like doing alone. Things that you would do even if you weren't on a tropical island. And my second suggestion is to try releasing your inhibitions and be more outgoing. I know that's not easy, but I know that many solo travelers are the type of people who come back from a week-long trip, having made 3 new lifelong friends. They don't actually do anything alone. They get on the plane alone, and that's when they start making new friends. I love going alone because I go when I want, how I want, for as long as I want, and usually get there faster and more efficiently. I love going to baseball games with people or alone. When I'm with someone, it takes at least twice as long to get from home to the stadium. Not that time is the only measure of importance, but being alone is just more efficient. Being become one. For some people, they're never really challenged academically/intellectually, and I think that's a shame. Being the dumbest person in a group of smart people means you have the opportunity to learn from them. It's also very humbling, in a good way. A lot of people don't experience this until college or in grad school or in their professional environment, and then they're totally wrecked by it. But it's also such an important experience.